have you got?
I forget. You order so much stuff with the bike. Box comes in and you're just like, yeah.
Dan accounts for like 30% of internet traffic at the moment.
Basically.
In ordering stuff.
So this is the seal kit for the front shocks. We'll get an episode for you guys on that later on when we're putting the bike back together, because when I bought the bike, the front air shocks leak. So we're gonna have to replace these. How? I don't know. We'll find out together. We do hard parts the right way. Steering race.
This is the all balls bearing kit.
Just all balls. Inside this we have big seal, little seal.
Cool.
And then we have
two tapered bearings, one upper, one lower.
Gorgeous tapered bearing.
And it's got the race on it.
And this gorgeous tapered bearing.
Nice.
What's behind door number 2? This is a really big box for something that could be in an envelope.
Bit of an update for you guys. We're on the road, but we've got lots of jobs kind of half done that we're looking forward to finishing some videos and getting them out for you guys. Today we're actually a bit of a cool episode. We've been dealing with some guys down in St. Catharines, Poor Boyz Sandblasting. They're actually been kind enough to sponsor the episode for us and to look after sandblasting the motorcycle frame, getting it all prepped up for us so that we can do some painting on the frame. So we're on our way down here right now. We're hoping to see how the guys do the sandblasting, how they get prepped, and pick up the frame.
And just watch them do a way better job than we ever could.
So let's go check it out. So we're down here in St. Catharines with Spencer and Jackson from Poor Boyz Sandblasting. They've been kind enough to sponsor the episode, and they're actually going to sandblast the KZ750 frame for us, which is going to make it really nice to do our painting and make sure it looks really cool.
Yes, it's pretty hard to paint over rust.
It's been done, but not well. You guys do a lot of sandblasting. What kind of stuff do you sandblast as well as, say, motorcycle frames?
Usually whatever fits in the blaster.
Yeah, whatever will go in there.
Yeah.
Pets? No.
Do we have the tick solution for you?
Now, you guys, even though you call it sandblasting, it's not really sand you've got in there, is it?
Yeah, it's glass bead.
Awesome. Now, there's a few reasons why glass bead, the likes of Dan and I, for motorcycles, love the fact that you're using glass bead. And it's because it's more gentle on the part, right?
Yeah.
So what actually happens is when the glass bead hits the part, rather than damage the part, it breaks down the glass bead.
Yeah.
And like, we love that kind of thing because it means that we're not going to be really destructive on the frame or on the parts. So I noticed you guys do motorcycle rims, car rims, things like that. And I suppose then people would have them powder coated after that.
Yeah.
For what we're doing, because it's a budget build, we're going to be just hand painting this with like a roll cage paint. But the ideal situation would be you come down here to the guys, they sandblast it for you, well, glass bead blast it for you, and then you bring it and have it powder coated after that. So now a few things that maybe I should have done before I came down, and the guys were telling me. So you'll see here, and you'll notice that earlier in the episode we actually put on here some masking painter's tape and stuff over the serial number and on some of the parts that we didn't want damaged. Now the guys almost just kicked me out when I got here because they were saying that's not going to last once you start to blast it. Spencer, what's the best kind of tape? What should I have used here?
Duct tape, because it just bounces right off instead of ripping the tape apart.
Okay. So we should probably do that, I guess, before we start to blast it. So we'll show you guys some before and some after shots of the frame here. Also, the guys are going to blast for us the swing arm. We've got the battery tray, we've got the triple clamp bottom and top. And what we've done is anywhere we've got a bearing race or any threaded part or that, we've taped it up so that we don't destroy it when we start to blast. So this is the glass bead here, Spencer?
Yeah.
Very nice. Wow. And it breaks down completely then afterwards, eh?
Yeah, it turns completely into dust.
Good stuff. So here is the kind of before. This here is like a powder coated aluminum. And we've got the bearing race all masked up, so hopefully that'll turn out well. The top of the triple clamp, so again, hopefully this will turn out nicely. And then we've got our battery tray, and then this is the caliper mount for the rear brake. The linkage for the caliper and the kickstand. Back here you can see, you know, from the weld and a different material on the hoop, and on here a different powder coat here, and you can see all the dust, or rust I should say, rust speckles here, and a lot of surface rust here on the frame as well. Hopefully Spencer and Jackson can clean this baby back up, get this KZ750 back in the road for us. So one thing you were saying, Spencer, is that so you guys will you'll depending on the size of the part, and that takes longer, takes shorter. Something like a motorcycle frame here, depending on how kind of complex it is, you know, it takes a little bit more time for you guys to switch around. How long for something like a frame like that would it take?
Probably half an hour to an hour.
Okay, good. And
Maybe
then
an hour 30.
And I guess the smaller parts are like a lot faster because you can manipulate them easier.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because you can actually hold them in your hand, turn them, get all the hard spots.
Cool.
This is a great big giant filter. This catches all the dust. So what happens is there's filter bags in here. Push the button and it shakes those filters. And you do have to clean them every once in a while or you won't be able to see the part that you're doing. And then you gotta empty it. Yeah, so here's what we start with.
Nice.
And that's what you finish with.
Look at that.
So that's a combination of everything we blast off the things, but it's like icing sugar, right?
Yeah.
You know, that consistency.
This is like, this is like powder, whereas this is like salt,
It's
right?
a grit.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's 40 odd years of Kawasaki crap all over that, I
And
guess.
there's the other one too. That's,
wow.
That's walnut shell.
Wow.
So a lot of the racers will use walnut shell simply
Right.
because it won't change the landscape in their motor illegally.
Right, wow.
That's awesome. So I don't know if you guys can see, you might want to get the camera in and around. To hit a flat surface like this, it looks really, really good. Your eye's drawn to it, everything's fine. But when you look at a complicated pattern like this, you get inside, this is the kind of attention to detail that you want when you get something like this done. Like, all of this looks like brand new metal. So they took the time to make sure that they hit it from every single angle so that when we go to paint on this, we're not gonna have any problems with adhesion and we're not gonna have any secret pockets of rust that are gonna pop back up. This looks brand new.
We're gonna have to start calling these guys the Blast Masters. Spencer and Jackson did an incredible job on this. This is like new. It even hides our crappy welding.
Yes.
Our welding now looks better than the Kawasaki welds that are on here. Eh?
What do you think of that, Kawasaki? So we were a little bit worried about the battery tray because it was more rust than actual metal. So now that everything's been stripped down, I'm glad to report that it's still in one piece. You can see the difference in the light between here and some of the more solid spots where the metal's actually been eaten away. You gotta love Canadian weight reduction from the rust eating it away. But it's still solid in one piece, so we're gonna be good to go. But otherwise, just like the other pieces, like it looks like it's brand new.
Yeah. And like you look at the sort of before and after, I was kind of picking off some of the bits and pieces. You can see where the rust had really kind of gotten in there. But the guys did a great job in just getting it down to bare metal. This is going to give it the best chance at survival, you know?
Yeah.
So
I'm tempted to just polish this and clear coat it.
awesome work. The bike came out absolutely amazing. Like some of the triple clamp parts looked like new, and it's funny, as we're looking at them, Dan and I had a kind of an idea for kind of painting them, and you know, we're even chatting to Bob a little bit about kind of putting some enamel paint on them. We're looking at them and we're like, maybe we should be just clear coating these because they've such a nice finish. So kudos to you guys, you're blasting machines. All the surface rust completely gone. You know, the swing arm, even the battery tray, we were a little bit worried about the battery tray because there was so much rust on it, and we were kind of thinking maybe this thing's not going to last blasting. But you guys got in, you took off all of that rust, that surface rust, and even you could see where the rust had really penetrated down to it. You guys got into that, so that means that we're set. We can like just prime that, paint it over, and it's not going to rust any further, which is perfect. Big thanks again to Poor Boyz Sandblasting down in St. Catharines. Make sure to check them out. On the screen you'll see the email address for Poor Boyz Sandblasting. Also, you can find them on Facebook Marketplace, you can find them on Kijiji, or again, don't forget, if you want, pop it into the comments or send me an email and I'll be happy to kind of put you in touch with the crew here and they can sort you out. Any rims, small parts, anything like that, the guys are happy to kind of get stuck into it. So thanks again for kind of sponsoring the episode. We had fun coming down and seeing how it all works too, so kudos to you guys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody at home. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you soon.